The Halloween Basement Tapes, a true crime-turned-urban legend story from Pennsylvania, 1992, that still freaks people out because no one really knows what actually happened. I'll break it down like this: background, the discovery, the tapes, police investigation, theories, aftermath, why it still haunts people. On October 31, 1992, in a small rural town near Scranton, Pennsylvania, a man named Daniel LaPlante, not the Massachusetts killer, different guy just same name, reportedly bought an old farmhouse to renovate. It had been abandoned for nearly 2 decades. Locals said the last owner was a recluse who disappeared in the late 1970s without a trace. The basement was sealed off with wooden boards and heavy nails, which Daniel assumed was to prevent flooding or animals from getting in. But what he found instead became the center of a local horror legend. While cleaning the basement, Daniel found a small locked metal box and several dusty VHS tapes in a broken shelf. The tapes were unmarked except for handwritten labels: Halloween '89, Halloween '90, Halloween '91. He assumed they were just old home movies. Later that night, curious and a bit drunk, he played them. That's when things got disturbing. The first tape starts with children trick-or-treating in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Normal, happy stuff. But about halfway through, the cameraman, unknown, turns the camera toward a single house repeatedly, focusing on one particular girl in a witch costume. By the second tape, Halloween '90, the tone changes. It's still handheld footage, but now the cameraman seems to be inside the same house. The camera shakes, and whispering can be heard, things like "She doesn't know I'm here." The final tape, Halloween '91, is what made police take the case seriously. It shows the same girl, now a year older, asleep in her room. The camera zooms in on her face for several minutes. Then, the camera slowly pans toward the closet door, which creaks open slightly. You can hear footsteps, breathing, and then the screen goes black. At the end of the tape, a voice whispers, "See you next year." Daniel brought the tapes to local police, thinking he'd found evidence of stalking, maybe worse. Detectives launched an investigation but hit dead ends fast. The neighborhood was real, but the girl and her family had moved years earlier. The original homeowner who left the tapes had died in 1984, long before the latest tapes date. The tapes had no fingerprints, no clear identity of the cameraman, and no direct evidence of assault or abduction. Then came the kicker. During investigation, one of the detectives reportedly said that there were cuts in the footage suggesting there were missing tapes, possibly Halloween '92 and beyond, but those were never found. There are a few competing theories about what the tapes were. A. Real crimes. Some believe the tapes were made by a stalker who was later killed or arrested, and the evidence ended up hidden in the basement. B. Hoax or student film. Others claim it was an unfinished horror project by a local film student. But no one ever took credit, and no script or production notes were found. Supernatural angle. More fringe believers say the tapes were cursed, that the cameraman voice belonged to the missing homeowner himself, somehow recording after death. Ridiculous? Probably. But the timing, Halloween, repeated years, whispering voice, keeps people hooked. Daniel reportedly moved out within a year, saying he heard footsteps and whispering in the basement whenever Halloween approached. Why it still haunts people. There's no official footage available. Police kept the tapes sealed, but descriptions and stills leaked online in the early 2000s. Every October, forums like Reddit and creepypasta sites resurface the story. What makes it so unsettling isn't gore or monsters, it's the realism. The mundane suburban setting, the slow progression from normal trick-or-treat footage to silent intrusion, the fact that the victim was never identified, it all feels too real to be a hoax, yet too perfect to be genuine evidence.